Good morning, my dear friends. Myself, Sudhir. Through today's session, we will have a better understanding about Indian civil service. The history of Indian civil service dates back to centuries. Right from the ancient period through the medieval, there were kings and rulers who had their own mechanism of administration. And for running that mechanism, they have recruited qualified persons for that. But it was during the British era where a more systematic form of approach was introduced, where a competitive exam based selection process was introduced. First, it was Warren Hastings who introduced a civil service examination system, but later it was modified by Cornwallis. So, Cornwallis is considered as the father of Indian civil service. The system adopted by Cornwallis was so apt that we had continued that legacy even after independence. That is, through post-independence, we are following that same pattern. Now, why civil service is considered as one of the most prestigious positions in India? The reason is simple. You know that the politicians and the ministers are the persons who make the laws and policies for the people. But it is the civil servants and the bureaucrats that make that policies into actions. Once, our first Home Minister Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel has said that civil servants are the steel framework of India because the role they played for the unification of India as a whole country was so immense. And you know that the bureaucrats are the persons who implement the law and civil service persons are those persons who control the bureaucracy. So, I think you have get a better understanding about why civil service is considered as one of the most prestigious position in India. Now, in India, the duty of conducting the civil service examination is entrusted with the UPSC or the Union Public Service Commission. And they conduct the examination for 19 Group A services and 5 Group B services. And the 19 Group A services include the prestigious IAS, Indian Administrative Service, IPS, IFS, IRS and so on. And the 5 Group B services are those for the Union Territories. And the examination is conducted in 3 tiers. The first is the preliminary examination, second one is the main examination and the third one is the personality test or the interview. These exams try to assess the academic, analytical, logical, reasoning and people skill of the candidates. Now, let's take a deep look into the examination process. As I have already said that the examination is conducted in 3 phases and the first one is called the preliminary examination, and the preliminary examination consists of 2 papers. Both of them are of objective type. The examination is conducted for 200 marks for each paper. And through this examination, the academic and current knowledge of the candidate is analyzed. And those candidates who pass this exam will be selected for the main examination. So, this examination can be considered of a qualifying nature, and this is also called as Civil Service Aptitude Test. Civil Service Aptitude Test. So, those candidates who qualify for this exam will be selected for the main examination. And the main examination will consist of 9 papers, each of 250 marks each. Okay, so the first 2 papers are language papers, and the first among them is English, and the second among them is any Indian language opted by the candidate. The third paper will be essay paper, where the candidate will be asked to write essays on topics of national and international importance. The 4th, 5th, 6th and the 7th paper are GS papers, which is the most important one in the civil service main examination, where questions will be asked from topics like history, Indian geography, Indian politics, Indian economics, civics, environment, ecology and so on. And the last 2 papers, the 8th and the 9th papers, are optional papers. So, question will be asked from those topics that is chosen by the candidate as their option. And those candidates who pass this main examination will be called for a personality test or interview. And the interview mainly try to assess the personality of the candidates. And after that, a combined mark based on the mains and the personality test will be calculated, and a rank list will be published based on the available vacancies. And those candidates who score above the mark will be selected for civil service, and after that there will be a training at Missouri. Now, what are the qualifications for becoming a civil servant, or what are the qualifications you need to attend this examination? The first qualification is that you should be an Indian. Only Indian citizens can write this examination. There are certain exceptions, but for us, we only have to concentrate about being an Indian citizen. The next case is you should be a graduate, which means that you should have a graduate degree in any subject from any recognized university in India. Now, talking about the age limit, that's of importance because you need to be more than 21 to attend this examination and less than 32 for general category. For OBC, the age extension increased to 3 years, that is up to 35 years you can write the examination. For SC/ST, that is 37 years. Now, talking about the number of attempts. So, this is a tough exam and there is certain number of attempts up to which you can write this examination. For a general category student, the number of attempts is 6. For OBC students, it is 9, and for SC/ST students, there is no limit. So, after understanding all this, what's your opinion regarding civil service examination? Is it an easy examination? Of course not, right? It is a tough examination. Every year, lakhs of students appear for this examination and only less than 1,000 students are getting selected for the examination. And that too in more than 1 or 2 or 3 attempts. So definitely this is a tough examination. But let's look at it in another view. Every year, up to 1,000 students are getting or passing this examination. So what's so special about them? Or are they academic geniuses? Or are they born with a superhuman memory so that they clear the examination? No. They are not extraordinary people. They are also people like you and me. But the difference is that they worked. They smartly worked. Rather than hard work. The hard work is done by every aspirant, but those students who do the smart work will qualify for the examination. And we as teachers are here to show you the right path, to show you what is right and what is wrong for you, to give you the better advices for cracking the examination. Through hard work, through perseverance, through determination, you can easily pass this examination. So, that's all for today's session, and in the next sessions, we will read more about the topics, the general science paper, the books you need, the strategy you need for cracking this examination. So, till then, it's me Sudhir. See you later.